Should these three tech giants be in your portfolio? Well, on today's episode, I'm going to give some reasons why they should. The three companies on today's list are going to be Amazon, Alphabet, aka Google, and Microsoft. I know some of you guys prefer Apple a lot, so if there was one of these that you would remove, which one would it be to add Apple to the list instead? So let's get started with today's episode.
I do want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and make sure to check out fool.com/Jose to get the top 10 stocks to buy right now.
We can see this Friday was a pretty kind of intense day for the overall market. We can see Amazon was down roughly 5%, sitting at $106 right now. In the past year to date is down roughly 37%. Alphabet was down roughly 2.5%, and year to date is down roughly 33%. And if we take a closer look at Microsoft, down 2.4%, and year to date is down 31.7%. But enough taking a closer look at stock prices, let's look at some reasons to be bullish in these companies. First, I just want to say the most and easiest reason is financially strong, right? We can see Microsoft cash flow from operations $89 billion in the trailing 12 months, with $105 billion roughly in cash and short-term investments, and only roughly $50 billion in debt. So a strong balance sheet for Microsoft. The same could be said for Alphabet, with $125 billion in cash and short-term investments and roughly $12 billion in long-term debt. Amazon is probably the weakest amongst these, but still pretty strong. $60 billion in cash and short-term investments, $58 billion in long-term debt, but it does come with roughly $35 billion in cash flow from operations. So the first reason was overall financials, and now let's take a closer look at some of the cooler reasons. The second reason I want to say is all three companies hit the clouding market, and we can see AWS roughly represents 34% of the total market share right now as of quarter 2 of 2022, thanks to this information collected from Statista and Synergy Research Group. Azure from Microsoft is number 2 with 21%, and Google Cloud is number 3 with 10%. So these three are the leaders in cloud infrastructure, and we can see now the market is roughly $203 billion. And I just want to showcase how much that has grown. Remember, this is quarter 2 of 2022. If we take a closer look at quarter 4 of 2019, so a little bit over 2 years ago, the overall kind of infrastructure revenue in 2019 was roughly $96 billion. So in less than 3 years, the overall market has more than doubled. And this is a market that I believe will continue to grow. And we can see these three top players continue to grab a nice amount of market share. The one that has grown the most, as we can see, is Microsoft Azure. The other thing is, for the first two, we can see AWS, which is the Amazon's clouding department, is positive in operating income. And we can also see for Microsoft, for operating income, their intelligent cloud is also positive. Unfortunately, at the moment for Google Cloud, it's not profitable in forms of operating income. It actually creates a loss, but I do believe in the future this will change. It's crazy how how the difference is between number 1, number 2, and number 3. And if you are enjoying the episode so far, make sure to hit the thumbs up, as it does help me grow my overall audience. If you want to support a little bit more, make sure to subscribe using my link at fool.com/Jose. Now the third reason is another one I think is pretty cool, and this is the advertisement market. And usually when we think about an advertisement market, I do believe Google is the first to come in line, or kind of Alphabet with their YouTube ads, with their overall Google search. But first, let's take a quick step back. If we take a closer look at digital ad spending worldwide, it's estimated to grow dramatically over the years. This is sourced from eMarket in March of 2022. And the chart was provided by Insider Intelligence. And we can see, again, a lot has changed since March of 2022, but the overall trend, right? The overall trend of kind of digital ad spending is expected to increase dramatically year over year, and that does bode well for all these companies. If we take a closer look, Amazon, their advertisement service, continues to grow. In the 6 months of 2022, it was roughly $16.6 billion, where the first 6 months of 2021 was roughly 13.8. So we're seeing strong growth in Amazon from their advertisement business. If we take a closer look at Microsoft, their advertisement business is also pretty strong. For the full year of 2022, it was roughly $11.5 billion compared to 2021, where it was $9.3 billion. And I do want to say Microsoft actually has advertisements in other kind of revenue segments that it doesn't include here. For example, advertisement in its gaming platform is included in the gaming section, but there's still advertisement there. They also do advertisement in the LinkedIn, in their LinkedIn social platform as well. That's also not included in this platform. So we can see Microsoft's advertisement strength is super strong. and obviously they just won that kind of great partnership with Netflix. So I do believe the advertisement side for Microsoft will continue to grow. Now for Google, obviously this is a no-brainer. This is their main source of revenue. We can see in their most recent quarter, Google advertisement revenue was $56 billion compared to a year ago where it was $50.4 billion. So we can see huge growth still, even with the overall kind of macroeconomics we're seeing right now. This is a company that's continuing to show improvements in the overall market. So the past few reasons for these tech giants to be in a portfolio have all been kind of a group thesis, right? They all kind of hitting these similar markets. Now I want to take a closer look at individual markets. So for Microsoft, I do believe one of the strong reasons to have this stock in the portfolio is their gaming side, right? Xbox Game Studios, they're doing the acquisition with Activision. They continue to improve with other smaller studios that they're purchasing. The Xbox Game Pass, which is the Netflix of gaming, that's doing super well. And we can see the overall kind of gaming revenue in 2022 for Microsoft is number 4th. It comes in with roughly $16 billion in total revenue in 2022. The Microsoft Xbox continues to do well, and their overall PC platform as well. When we take a closer look at YouTube, it's very kind of interesting, but I do believe their YouTube shorts that they're starting to monetize, and they're trying to kind of create more ways for the content creator to make more money and for them to hit more advertisements and more fees collected. I do believe Google and Alphabet has a great move with YouTube Shorts. Now, if we take a closer look at Amazon, I do believe for Amazon, one of my favorite reasons, even though I don't own this stock, would be their subscription services. So they have, for example, Twitch, where you can have like some form of recurring revenue. Amazon collects a fee. They also have Audibles. They also have Amazon Luna Plus, which is their cloud gaming. They have Amazon Prime. They have Amazon Music. And we can see in their most recent kind of earnings, the subscription services continues to grow. Most recent 6 months, it made $17 billion compared to the first 6 months of 2021, which was 15.5. So this is a market that I believe will continue to grow, and it's going to do pretty well with that advertisement services, right? The more platforms that they have, the more places they're going to be able to advertise. So like I mentioned, these are 3 tech giants I believe many people should have in their portfolio. I know many people would prefer, like I said, Apple on this list. If I had to take one of these out, which one would it be? So you can add Apple on the list. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.